blah blah blah. I'm alive. Okay, today we're doing resources. Be right back. Need to find. Okay, so before I get started, I just need to. My glasses. My spectacles. Gotta go get my spectacles. I'll be right back. I'm here. Streaming. I'm streaming of a white Christmas. Discord. I'm sick once again. So yeah, this is our base turn overview. You roll for resources, and then the resources are distributed. There's a trading phase, and then you can build roads, settlements, cities, and or buy development cards. We also play a development card. So, I'm going to work on the distributing of the resources. More Catan cloning. Resources. Okay. And I suppose I'll go to the voice channel. So if anybody wants to join me there, I shall be there. Let us give thanks. Let us. What is this? Oh, that's for class. North America. South America. Geography. Labels. That's gone. Move from dock. And quit the terminal. Quit FileMaker, because I ain't using that. That's right. Okay. Now, promise I'm actually going to get to work here. So, resources. There was some rewriting of the code I was going to do as well. Let's go over to game. Alright, so we did have some changes that I did yesterday. Yeah, we got shifted cell function to get value as shifted results. Okay. All right. Now, here's what I was thinking about doing is player order, next player. So this fires at end turn. Remote sync next player. Now, what we need to do is we have roll dice happens and then distribute resources fires. Now, so instead of doing this R set for the roll, shoot, I'll be right back again. Back. Sorry about that. This was away, but now I'm not. Okay, so it's funny, you take a little break and you're like, oh, you know what I should do? So we've got this number 1 here. Let's make that more clear here. So we're going to do constant. So const server equals 1. Is that right? So now if we go like this, that makes more sense. At least I don't have to guess what 1 is. And looks like we're having a couple of drop frames. Excuse me, guys. Again, I'm sick, so I really want to mute. I do have mute, don't I? This right here? Is it this button? Nope. Is it this button? Nope. I swear I put I hotkeyed a mute. Monitor scene. Audio deck. Push to mute. Mouse 4. Let's trash it. Assign it. Mouse 4. Audio deck. All right, so we got the mute button back. Okay, so I need to remember that when I do some nasty mouth clearing noises. I feel like I'd be better at it with a foot pedal. I know that sounds silly. Okay, so so the RPC ID rolls the die. We do an R set for the dice rolls. Then we run. I mean, what happens if we do this? Dice roll. RPC ID roll dice. R set roll. So why can't I do this then? Why can't I do this? And I'm thinking I can. 'Cause that would be better. Okay, so this is the turn order. Next player is starting to look a lot different than what I was thinking it would. So we need to distribute resources, which we have this here. So now we need to take our game board here. Terrain temp equals okay, so terrain data. Okay, so we're duplicating here. Shuffle. So this is our terrain. So not quite what we need. We need to define roads and cities. So actually I'm wrong. What we need to do today is have it where you can build your roads and cities. Your roads and your cities. So let's do that. Let's duplicate. So let me just check this canvas size here. It's 64 by 64. Now, puzzling. Let's think about this. Let's go back to Godot. Let's go to the board. Let's say we have. Sorry, it just sounds so unpleasant. I wouldn't want to hear my voice right now, I'll tell you that. Even though I am. I am. So do we split it in half? Is that going to do it? Bloop, bloop. Half here. Bloop, bloop. No. We need to split it into fourths. Use the fourths. Luke. Luke. Use the fourths. What? I said use the fourths. Can we even do that? Let's see. 56 divided by 4 is going to get us a nice even 14. But if we tried to do that to 49, we're not going to end up with a nice even number. No. Use the fourths. Luke. 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 Open the door. What are you doing in there, Luke? Luke? Luke, your mother's worried. Luke. Use the fourths. We'll add a tile map. Luke. Use the fourths. 14. Right? Because it was 56, was it? 14. And then the other one is 12.5. Can we even do that? Can we? We can and we must. But why does he do it? Because he must. 12.25. Can we do that? No. Use the fourths. Luke. Luke. Use the fourths. Seems pretty close. Luke. I'm so sorry. That seems about right. Use the fourths. Huh. So really we want thirds. 49. 52 divided by 3. 17. It seems closer. 49 divided by 3. Might not be an even number either. It's not. 16. I mean, that's spot on right there. So if we double this, it would be 7. Right? Okay, so if we go the other direction, we want 28. 28 gets us right down the middle of all the... Right? Okay, so... that's what we want there. But we need to shift it too. Okay, let's not worry about that just yet. And then we need to spread out this looks pretty close. Well, let's do the shift. So that shifts us. I mean, I could just draw them as... sprites. Well, let's build the let's build the sprite. So we'll make it 16 by 16. And we'll do white. Whoa, 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 whoa. And excuse me, man. What does a settlement look like versus a city? Can't remember. City's got like that extra little side to it, right? Yeah, so we need to go more like this. But even less so. So like this. Okay, so this is very exciting. It's gripping. This is a gripping moment in graphical design. We're gonna just take this and clone it like that. Okay, so that's a settlement. Right. Settlement. And that exported as a... Did I do save or export? Word. So there's our settlement. And then our city is not much different. Our city is going to look like this. I guess. And so we'll export that. Settlement PNG city PNG and then roads. I think I'm gonna need to do that by drawing a vector line. Yeah, you're right. I was writing the plural. As I'm just gonna blame my like deathly illness. I was writing it plural and didn't add the S. Oh, I guess I should rename it here. Okay. That looks good. And just on import, let's not do filter, re-import, and the same on the settlement. Re-import. So now we have two. We have a city and a settlement. We're going to need to make scenes for them. And you know what? We might as well bust out a couple of scenes that we're needing here. We need a chit scene. A piece of chit scene. And this is going to be a sprite. So our piece of chit will be a sprite. And we're going to need settlement scene, which will be another sprite. And then a city scene, which we're going to make another sprite. So 3 sprites in a scene. Okay. Roads, I think I'm going to draw with vector lines. Yeah, pretty early start. I don't know that I'm going to be going very long. What I might end up doing is, and I know this might be weird, but it's the way I can keep myself motivated on both ends. Burn the candle on both sides is stream for an hour, do work for an hour, stream for an hour, do work for an hour. That kind of thing. Yeah, and we need to, I've got to get this build thing going. Let's see if we have this. Let me just look someone up who's done it. Godot make build of project command line. Someone's already done the work. Compiling project from command line. We got Reddit blocked because it is scum. Yeah. It's been making me wake up early for some reason. Yesterday I woke up pretty early for myself, and then this morning I woke up at 4. And both times I woke up, I was just ready to go, even though I was sick. It was very weird. Path. to run. Manage to run the project with this command. I can't run with the export flag. It gives an error. Okay. Build. So we'll search Godot build system. It's not that. Export target. Exports the project using given the export target. Target. Okay, so all right, let's just try this. Let's open up terminal again. Sorry, I'm kind of getting sidetracked here. I'm doing a little bit of cleanup. I want to have the build process just better. Path, export, target. So I'm guessing it would be one of these. Name is macOS X, and we'll do it in quotes. Cannot execute binary file. Bin bash. Why is that there? We don't want that. Holy shit. So that's Godot building it. Where's it building it to, though? Did it do it? Exported as DMG. LS. Oh my god, it's in a it's in root. So let's go to desktop, and then we'll do that again. So yeah, so this works. So if this works, then I can install Google Drive, and we can have it run, we can have it build the build, and then put it on the Google Drive as well, and upload for somebody else to test with as well. So that's dope. So here's one other thing that I wanted to do or work on. I think I mentioned it yesterday. I don't know if you were here, Dominic. I'm not sure if you're familiar with routers, something called UPnP, Universal Plug and Play. Basically what UPnP is most home routers are enabled with it, and it allows software or devices to open ports on the router automatically without the user having to log into the router, put in the password, all that stuff. So let me get into my router. Ooh, no, I don't want you to see. Hang on. Let's do that over here. Nope. We're going to go new window over here. I'll log into my router. I just want to make sure it's enabled on my side. But if we can get UPnP going, then you can set your ports, your internal and external ports, or we can just have some defaults for the game, and then you'll be able to host without having to open those ports up on your personal router. UPnP is on my router. Okay, and I don't think this is going to reveal anything bad, so we'll just put that there. It is showing some internal addresses. So we'll go like that. And we have our build. Now let's just confirm that our build is on desktop. Today at 11:40, that's correct. Okay, cool. And so we can write a shell script or some sort of script, because after it exports, then we want to decompress the DMG and get the binary for Mac. Well, you just pick. I mean, there's a bunch of pre-registered ports that I should probably get a list of, and then just have the game pick a range that nothing common uses. You can use whatever port for whatever, but obviously if you're running a web server from your computer and you've got port 80 going, you can't use that for the game. And with UPnP, and all this stuff, if I can talk to the router and ask the router, hey, is this port available? And it says no, then it's like, oh, okay, well, let's try this one then. So, like, I run a Plex server, and Plex takes care of it automatically, that stuff with UPnP. Okay, so we've got export working right. So we can do export. Can we do multiple exports? Could I do, let's try this. We'll do export Mac OS, and then we'll also do export for Windows. What is our Windows? The name of for the export for Windows. Windows Desktop. Let's double check the command. That's not what I want. UPnP editor export target export only main pack if path ends with PK or PCK or zip. Tools must be. This is another thing that I've read about is that in theory on my router here I can open up, so the debugger on Godot, if we go into our editor settings here, no, it's not editor. Yeah, debug. No, it's over here in our project. So as I think is possible, is that I can set up debug here. Where is the port settings? Network? No. Run. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Is it editor settings? Here we go. So so I believe that if I open this port up on my local computer address, which I'm not going to show. Oh, it showed it just there. Here it is. So I can set this as the remote host, and then open it up on my router, and then when somebody else is playing the game and we're doing testing with it, their debug log will pipe out onto my computer. So I believe I can do that. I think there's some other setting that I have to set up here. Somehow. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's in the export. I remember seeing it. I don't know where it is now. Oh, well. But yeah, it should be possible to have remote players debug logs piping out to a console on my side. Yeah. So that's another thing I want to get going. Okay, so let's try this command with 2 exports and see what happens. See if it makes the executable for Windows. Yep, it's making the exe right now. There's the exe. It looks like it just used the last export command. So I have to run this twice. Alright. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Okay. Well, so far our testers are only running Windows. So we'll keep this, and then here's what we'll do. Let's go back to Automator, and Automator. Let's open. Okay. Automator. Open existing. Here we go. So we're going to duplicate this, and then we're going to take our command that we successfully ran before. We'll just get rid of all this crap. So every time we run the game, the little for testing for the client side, it'll export a copy for Windows desktop as well. And let's just run this and see. Okay, so there's our debug, and then it's building. Oh no, it's expecting it to finish. Is there a way I can results? See, it's seeing it as running. Shell. So if I kill it, then it'll build it. And then it'll do the build. And can I have it quiet? Can I do no verbose? Because it loads the... These are display options. Run options. Doesn't look like it. Quiet. This is only for standard output. So this isn't gonna work. Let me just try it. Yeah, that's not gonna. Okay, so it just vomits Godot open. Well, we'll think about it. I mean, I can do... if I do a new line, so like, can I do this? Let's go back and copy this and do a new line. Is it going to execute as an individual? Even that waits for the other one. There's the build. Okay. Well, certainly something to think about. Let this finish. Alright, it's finished. Save. Okay, well, we'll think about that. Okay, let's clear that out. Let's get back to the game dev. Whoa, what happened here? Oh. We're going to add this to... we got to update a get ignore. How do we... new file. Nope. Not an import. New file dot get ignore. And we're going to do asterisk dot ds store underscore. That's some Mac crud that gets left over. Still showing it, so something I've done is wrong with this. Is it no space? I'm so sorry. That's strange. There's DS Store. Well, we'll commit that. So cities, settlements, and chits. Pieces of chits. Okay. So speaking of chits, can we duplicate? Okay, and then we're going to build our chit. Our piece of chit right here. So let's get our chit going. So we don't need any of this. How do I delete layer? Really? I can't do multiple? There we go. Alright. So yeah, doing a little bit of housekeeping here. No netcode whatsoever. Why do I have to keep... There we go. And now we're going to flush you out. You dirty. Alright, so there's that. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, man. Filled eclipse. We're going to make the chit look like a piece of chit that you would have in a game. I don't know why I just get so much joy out of that. I don't know why. All right, so first things first, we need to do the shadow. So we're going to go, what are we going to do? We're going to go black, and we're going to go transparent, slightly opaque, and then we're going to take and draw it from this side like this, and then we're going to go back to here, and we're going to straight up do the same thing like this. And now we've got like a slightly transparent shadow. And let's do this color instead. So here's our chit. Fancy. Yeah, it's our piece of chit. And here's the other thing that we're going to do while we build this piece of chit. Let's duplicate, and then we're going to go and delete this, and then we're going to go and build another circle. I'm just doing this as lazy as possible. Piece of chit. And put that piece of chit right here. Like that. And then we're going to go and... you know what? Let's take this and also make this slightly opaque. And then we'll put it like this. And then bring our eraser in. And we're going to say... yeah. Basically like that. And then we'll round the edge as well, doing the same exact trick. So we're just gonna... I really should have the opacity be like a good standard number, but it's really not important for this. So we'll call this highlight. And then we'll go and duplicate again, erase, and then take this, go like this. Oh, we're not transparent. 125, 126, and then go like this, and then we just come in and delete. Now, it's not enough, or too much. So 256, 128, 64. So we'll go 64, and then there we go. That's not so bad. I feel like it's going to be still a little harsh. So we'll see here as soon as we... Maybe we'll do it like halfway. Like this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, not bad for me not knowing anything. And then just a little bit of texture. We're going to go and get our spray tool. And let's do this brown, but we'll do 64. Let's new layer. No, not too bad. And then we'll just clear out any of the corners that it ended up on. And then what we're going to do is on the scene level, we'll paint in the number. So that's what it'll look like. That's not too bad. Yeah, and the scene number will paint in. There we go. Let's give it a little bit more of a shiny on the edge. Down. That doesn't look too bad. Okay. So we'll export this. I do need to be saving this somewhere. Let's make a folder called assets. And then what we'll do is I'll add it to the exclusion list so that all the artwork's in one place in with Godot, but it won't be compiled. And then this will be the chit. And that's the Sprite file, and then we'll just export this in the proper graphics directory. Chit. Export. Yes. Okay. So there's our chit. Let's go back over here. We're going to assume that we're planting the chit in the top left corner of the board. In the tile area here. Ooh, it's going to be slightly offset. I see a problem already with what I've done. So okay, well we'll get it going. Let's get that shit opened up. And let's load the texture. And we'll put this piece of shit in here. There it is. Where is it? There's a piece of shit. Excuse me. So there's our piece of shit. And we're going to offset. How do we do this? Centered off. There we go. And now, when the board is being built, and we're... How are we adding... Okay, so we're doing a label presently. Okay, so that's the other thing we need for our chit, is we've got to add a label here. Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of ideas. I really want to do a yeah, you're kind of on the same wavelength as me. Like, I would like to, but the other part of me is like, I don't want to invest too much time in this because we're not going to, like, we can't sell it. And if we're not careful, get an NDA or not an NDA, cease and desist. So we have to be a little careful about that side of it, I suppose. But doing a shader for the ocean, yeah, it's true. And then when the resources for that particular area are the ones that fire, I would love for it to do a little bit of an animation on the hex. Like if it's the sheep, you see like sheep moving in the field or something like that. Okay, so there's our text. And what is setting our size and whatnot? Here we go. So we have no custom fonts, no custom styles, size flags. How do we get center? There we go. Like a rule. texture. These are fonts. Theme. Size flags. So how do I set the font size? Okay, so how do I set the font size? I want it to be a little bit bigger. Something with a theme. Custom styles. Style box. We'll do new empty. Preview. Content management. No, it's not a style box. Well, I can load a custom font if it's a bitmap or a dynamic font. It's just regardless if it's using an OS font, I should still be able to set the size without having to load a custom font. That's what's confusing me. So let's look up label, and we'll just go up the tree. I believe it's going to be something about canvas item. I mean, there should be, if I search font underscore size, I'm going to find something, right? Nothing. Godot font size. Is it a font thing? I've got to stop here. Height. Where did our label go? Uh-oh. Made it disappear doing that. Font. New bitmap font. I mean, the other way to do it is to a lot of people are asking this question. So we need some. We need to grab an open source font. sounds like. Does it allow us to type? Let's type one in with numbers to see what it looks like. Yeah, it's a bitmap, so it's just an image. We need something like a Times Roman looking. You can tell my searches are here. That's weird. I've cleared out my browser history. I wonder how. I'm not logged in either. That is strange. So I think a serif font's probably a good way to go for Catan. And OTF, that's open source. It's the desktop. And then in Godot, we're going to want to add a resource font, dynamic font. And let's just give it the same name. Source Serif Pro. There we go. Font. Load. OTF. So yeah, it is expecting an OTF. That's good. So we can just drag. Oh, we've got a bunch of options. We'll do regular. So there's our two fonts. Font data is going to be here. Now let's go back to the label. Now we say custom font load. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now we're looking pixely and yummy. So, pixely and yummy. Here's our size now. Let's make this a little bigger. And bring this down. Oh, that's interesting. Why? Size. Extra spacing. There's no extra spacing. Why are we... Let's just make sure that 12 looks good. It doesn't. All right. Got to bring it down a little bit then. That looks pretty good. Let's go back to 100. Yeah, we need the shadow to be offset a little bit more, just to thicken it out. No, how about just on the 1? Looks pretty good. Yeah, that's legible. Okay. All right. Zoom back in here. Oh, now it lets me do it. That's weird. Okay. Save that. We're going to set the label to 0, nothing. Okay. And then we're going to this will be what I'll do when I come back to stream later today. This is a good stopping point. This will be fun to add. And start to place that on there, and then we've got to get it so where the players can add. Yeah. Fonts. A dynamic font for resizing. And then I guess we're going to have to make a custom theme for the game too. And I know I've done the theming before with Godot. It's pretty intense. Chit graphic work. Label for chit. It would be funny if there's like a hit table button where you can like frustratedly like bang the table and then everything shakes a little bit but never gets loose. Okay, cool. Yeah, so what we'll do next is we'll do this. This is what we're going to do next. So let's just pretend like we have all this here. This is a bad example. Let's just do a little bit. And then we'll be dynamically adding our scene instance for a chit, like this, and then putting it in the middle of our tile. And at first it's going to be like this. So I'll have to do some work to... I think I actually need to lower the graphical size so that it's the size of the spacing on the hex of the board. But then our chit will be there, and then we'll be able to edit the label like that, or this, or whatever, and then that'll have that there, and won't look so bad. I mean, we could also just have the number representation like this, and then only have like the chit looking icon show up if you do press a hotkey or something. And then, I mean, there's a lot of fun things we can do, because we could like size the, like do some sizing stuff for, where's our zoom? I don't know where it is. Is it on rec? Rotation. Scale. There it is. Anyways, yeah, some fun stuff with that. So, do that dynamically. It'll start to look more like Catan. So I'm going to take an hour break. I'm going to try to do some work so I don't feel so guilty about doing all this. So I'll be back. It'll probably end up being like 50 minutes break. I don't think I should keep the stream going because that'll lower my averages on all the stats that Twitch cares about. And it's funny, the only reason why I care about getting my Twitch partnership or affiliate or whatever the lowest one is so that I can go and stream at 4K. So I can finally have a higher quality stream going, and then people can choose the resolution that works best for them. Because my monitor is, I think, pretty close to 4K, and so that way, you know, if people want to see the actual resolution that I'm doing, although just typical Mac, yeah, that's roughly 4K, pretty close. All right, I'll be back. And the good thing about taking a break like this is I get to think about things a little bit. And maybe come to some realizations. But we'll get that going, and then on the same, then we'll start doing the logic for the player being able to pick where a city and all that stuff goes. I have to figure something out for that. I don't quite know how I'm going to handle that. I mean, we can do hotspots based on where the mouse is. And then show, or you do a drag and drop. So you have your cities and all that stuff in the bottom corner here, and you drag them up to where you want them to go. But the like fastest way that I can think to do it is you have your mouse over the corners, like here, and then it'll show the settlement, and you just click to place, and then a pop-up dialog says, "Are you sure?" And you say yes. So that's the fastest way to do it, but the more fun way would be to drag and drop. All right, I'll be back. Yeah, I think so too. Because if they're the same color, I believe as well. And that can actually happen on the graphical layer. All of these actually can be a single white color for now. But this and the outline can actually be created via shader as well. That, but I've never done anything like that with shaders. I've never done shaders, period. But I believe that you would be able to find the edges and then apply some look to it. And it would be really cool. I mean, because this can get kind of involved. You could do your normal map on it, and then you could make the player's mouse button, be a light source. And then as you move your mouse around, the like highlights of the board sort of change. I mean, you could use the light source to indicate who the current player is. So if somehow you can hint, you know, if you've got players on different sides, one of the things I was thinking about doing is with the chat, having them be little bubbles that show up like a comic strip kind of, but showing up in different sides, different corners, so you can think of the players as being spaces in the window area. Stuff like that. But that's like taking it really far. But if we think of this as like a board game code, and then we switch it up to something that's not Catan after this is all done, doing that would be not foolish. All right.